It's lit.
Pull up if you really with it. Pull up if you really with it. Pull up if you really with shit. Pull up if you really with shit.
Uzi. Wake up. Uzi, not again. You're never gonna change.
Yeah, first of all, I fuck 8 bitches a day. How could you ever say Lil Uzi gay? Fuck 4 of them raw, fuck 4 of them safe. Think I'm splitting the odds, but for you to debate. Don't want no pussy, want oral today. Pull out your tongue and you twirl it, baby. She lick on my back with them proudly, baby. Diamond so wet like a swally, baby. I'm more than a 40. If I put out a tape with my porn shit. If I'm porning, you porn, we porn shit. I fuck you, bitch, don't care like a porno flick. I put that morning wrist outlet.
This is it. Jake on DAZN pay-per-view August 5th. An icon of the MMA game, ready for war against a global superstar. Set to bring the pain, to silence the haters, and leave one victorious. Like it or not, this is the most explosive fight of the year. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. Ready for war. August 5th, live globally on DAZN pay-per-view. Sign up at DAZN.com.
I love it. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Deep Ellum here in Dallas. We're right now in the factory here in downtown Dallas for the undercard press conference for Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. It'll be undercard and then it'll be co-main, a main event. As always, joined by my brothers here, Ak and Barak. I love this. And you know what I love? I feel like I'm whispering because there's a crowd here. We don't normally get that at press conferences, but finally we get it here. A press conference crowd. Ariel Helwani is going to do the business as well. Mr. 10-7 himself, Ariel Helwani. But this is good, isn't it, to have the crowd out for the press conference?
Yeah, I mean, even yesterday during the media workouts, I've never seen a media workout with that many fans. And maybe that's something that some other promotion companies need to take notes because the fans, especially the hardcore ones, they want to be involved in everything on fight week.
Yeah.
And this is how you do it. You let them in. Pull the curtain down.
Depends on what kind of fans you have. If you have the jobless type fans, you know, if you have the young fans, no. But it just gauges how many people actually are interested in the fight, and that's what I like about having it open to the public. You want to see during the week who's going to come and who's interested.
Yeah, you mentioned the public workout yesterday, and I think those things are hit and miss.
Right.
Sometimes you do the media and public workouts, nobody turns up but a man and his dog. Yesterday obviously wasn't the case. Yesterday it was certainly a thumbs up because everyone turned up. As you say, there were a few hundred in here watching it. And it was interesting to see because there's been a lot of talk about whether or not Nate Diaz has got good hands.
Right.
Yeah. It was interesting to see Jake's body shape as well.
Yeah.
Jake looked in shape.
Well, Jake is training with Larry Ray, one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in boxing, all of boxing. I'm talking about Sean Porter, Bobby Jack, Caleb Plant. This guy trains the top fighters in the world, and you can tell he's more in shape. He's been training in Puerto Rico for 2 months. the media workout was one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting to me is that Nate Diaz didn't do any sparring. He didn't do any mitts. He didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. No. Not just he didn't do anything. He walked away.
Yeah.
He walked away and then came back. Is this just mind games?
I think it's part of his
what he
spiel,
does.
his whole
Look,
thing.
This is what he does. I think he has a little bit.
Look at that. Look, he went.
I think he has a little bit of ADHD. You know, he can't sit still.
Yes, still. But I mean, that's what he's done his whole career. Look, Nate Diaz is this type of, outcast type of fighter. He doesn't care about the attention. He doesn't care about the sponsorship. He just wants to show up. He did show love to the fans. He did some selfies.
I like that.
Signed some autographs, so that was good.
Right.
And what we know is that he comes to fight.
Yeah.
So regardless of all this, he might not turn up. He might not even turn up to me. I'm going to speak to him a bit later. Hopefully he does.
Hopefully he turns up to the weigh-in tomorrow.
Yeah, fingers crossed he does that. But we know, come fight night on Saturday, he's going to come and he's going to fight.
If there's anything he likes to do is fight, and that's it. He might not want to do the other shenanigans, but he likes to fight. I love the way he walked away from Ariel Helwani. That was priceless right there.
Indeed it was. Look, it's going to be the undercard press conference first, which is going to be interesting. I like the way they've split those as well, so everyone can get their time to talk. In terms of the undercard, I mean, me and you were in the hotel gym today, and we saw Shadisha Green working out. I mean, she looks like she's ready to fight today.
I mean, and for those that haven't watched her, you don't want to miss her fight. This woman could fight. Look, we're talking about the Savannah Marshall fight, but I'm even thinking ahead, man. I want to see Shadisha against Clarissa Shields at 168. That's the fight.
Yeah.
That's the fight. But you know what the fight I'm looking forward to? Ashton Silva. You know why? Because he's telling everybody.
One second,
I'm gonna tell you.
Pause.
He wants everybody to call him H2O. I know that's what you're about to tell me.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to prove something to me. You want me to call you water? You want me walking around calling somebody water? You got to be like water. You got to be like Bruce Lee.
He's not flowing like water.
I'm looking
yet?
for that. I don't know yet. I need another fight.
You got to prove that, H2O.
Indeed,
I'm going
we
to give
will.
him the respect and call him what he's asking to be called, H2O, but you got to show me some water on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mix, this card as well, from boxing and MMA, because you've got two MMA guys in Chris Avila versus Jeremy Stevens. Those guys are known by a lot of the crowd here as MMA fighters. They're going to throw hands in the boxing ring. That's going to be interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an MMA crowd. Look, a lot of these people are here for Nate Diaz.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? All right, should we go downstairs? Let's do it. Let's go downstairs to Ariel Helwani. Let's get this show on the road. Mr. 10-7 himself, off to you, sir.
Hello, Dallas. Yes, look at this crowd. This is a tremendous scene here at the factory in Dallas. It's an absolute honor to be here for the final press conference ahead of Saturday's mega fight. Jake Paul, Nathan Diaz, August 5th, here in Dallas at the almost sold out American Airlines Center. What a scene it's going to be. Of course, this is presented by Most Valuable Promotions and Real Fight Inc. in association with Holden Boxing, and brought to you by our good friends over at Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. What a tremendous product this is. Please go check it out. I hear it also helps you burn fat, which is a very good thing for all of us. Now, of course, we are here for this massive event going down this Saturday. Like I said, limited tickets available. Go check them out if you're in the area. If you haven't picked them up yet, Ticketmaster.com is where you can do so. And if you are watching us from around the world, of course, you can get this pay-per-view via DAZN pay-per-view globally. Here in the United States, you can get it on DAZN over at DAZN.com. You can also get it on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. For the first time in the history of the fight game, these two massive entities coming together to distribute a pay-per-view. Two behemoths in the fight game coming together. How amazing is that? That speaks to just how great this card is and how important it is as well. In a moment, we're going to be joined by Jake Paul, Nathan Diaz, and of course, Amanda Serrano, the undisputed featherweight champion, Heather Hardy, her opponent. But right now, we're talking to the other 8 fighters who are going to be competing on this great main card, which again goes down this Saturday from the American Airlines Center. Let me say hello and introduce to you all these great competitors. First things first, let's say hello to one of Real Fight Inc.'s own, Alan Sanchez, who is here. Alan Sanchez, representing Team Diaz, has trained with the Diaz brothers, sparring partner for the likes of Canelo Alvarez as well. He is in the house. We're also being joined by his opponent, Angel Beltran Villa, who is here in attendance as well. They'll be competing in a thrilling 8-round welterweight bout. We're being joined in attendance, my friends, by one of the latest signings to the MVP stable. MVP scooping up a lot of up-and-coming talent, a lot of future stars, a lot of future champions. One of them actually two of them, but the one I'm talking about right now is Shadeja Green, the pride of Paterson, New Jersey. What an absolute force she is. Let me say hello to Shadeja. There she is. Hello, Shadeja. Stand up for New Jersey. She is in the house as well. And, of course, going up against Olivia Curry, who is on a 5-fight winning streak and not looking to be anyone's opponent. Hello to you, Olivia Curry. A jack of all trades. We'll talk to her about that in a moment. The guys up there, my friends Ade, Ak, and Barak, were just talking about H2O Silv, the first prospect signed by MVP, an absolute phenom. If you aren't familiar with this man just yet, I would ask you, where have you been? I will also say this man is must-see TV. He is not there for a long time. He is coming in, clocking in, and coming home because he makes quick work of all his opponents, and also his walkouts are tremendous. I want to ask you about the walkouts in a moment, but that's H2O Silv, an absolute force, and he's got a hype man in the house as well. This guy, I hope, is being paid by you because we all need a hype man like this man. This guy is tremendous. The main event, the people's main event. Yes. All right. Yes. Thank you, my friend. Well, his opponent, William Dos Santos Silva, may have something to say about that. His name is Babyface. He is a veteran of the fight game as well. Yes. My brother, we need to respect all the fighters, all right? So this is William Dos Santos Silva who's going in there against H2O Silv. Let's respect him as well. He is here to put on a great challenge, and this will, without a doubt, be his toughest opponent to date, so I can't wait to see how that plays out. And of course, we have to say hello to another member of the Real Fight Inc. squad, longtime training partner and friend of one Nathan and Nick Diaz. Our old pal Chris Avila is here, former UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, has found a very nice niche for himself in the boxing game, has been a staple on these cards, and he is coming out to fight perhaps his toughest opponent in boxing today. You all know who this man is. You all know who Little Heathen is, one of the toughest and hardest hitting fighters in the history of mixed martial arts, who went in there on relatively short notice against the legend Jose Aldo, and dare I say, beat Jose Aldo in April. Give it up for Jeremy Stephens, who is here on this card as well. An absolute killer, an absolute force. It is so great to have him here. And if I may, I would love to start with Jeremy Stephens, who, like I said, has found a nice lane for himself as well in the world of boxing. That first fight against Jose Aldo back in April on the Gamebred card was tremendous. Fight of the night, it stole the show. Am I correct when I say you may have, in fact, beat the legend Jose Aldo that night in April?
Yeah, we're here now. We're here to beat somebody else up on August 5th, so tune in. It's going to be hot. Can't wait. You know what I bring. Excitement, energy. We're coming for it all.
6-round fight, 168 pounds. I love this matchup. And Chris, I said as I was introducing you guys, maybe your toughest opponent as far as boxing is concerned. Would you agree with that statement, Jeremy Stephens?
Yeah, he's a tough opponent. It's going to be a good fight, and I'm ready to come out there and get the job done and bring it and represent my team and bring home a good win.
I love it. Setting the tone for Real Fight Inc. Jeremy, one more for you. You've had some success, and if you have success on Saturday, is it possible you're just going to ride this boxing wave and be done with MMA altogether?
Boxing's fun. It's an honor to be up here against these rising stars, some of these great legends, and boxing's exciting right now. We're making boxing great again, so this is awesome to be here in Texas. Big boxing fans down here, so I'm excited to be on this card.
Yeah, and we are excited to have you as well. One more for you, Chris. You have fought on a bunch of these cards leading up to this as far as boxing is concerned, but now you're on the same card as your guy, Nathan Diaz. What has it been like preparing, training for not only your fight, but alongside him as he prepares for the main event fight as well?
Nothing different. You know, we train hard always, and it's just going to be a good night for me and my team, and we're coming out here to fuck up everybody on Saturday. So
I love it. I love it, as per usual. Let me ask a couple questions to H2O Silv right here with his man in the house who's all fired up. Do you know that guy, by the way? Because he is a tremendous hype man.
Boy, Big Bobby.
That's right. That's right. A lot of hype surrounding you. Tremendous. Every time out, you just keep, one-upping yourself. I said that was, this is going to be your toughest opponent. Do you agree with that? He's a veteran of the fight game. Do you agree that this is going to be your toughest test?
Definitely will be my...
Yep. Just a little bit louder, yeah.
Definitely will be my biggest test. you know, I'm H2O, so I'm going to come out and do the same thing I do every time and prove to everybody that's who I am.
And by the way, for the record, we're going with H2O Silv now, right?
H2O, it's solidified.
That's it, just like water, like Bruce Lee said. Like water, you're flowing out there, like water, yeah?
Big drip.
That's right, big drip, yes. Like the kids, the emoji with the little drip thing, the water.
Yeah, you
yes.
got it, you got
That's
it.
what I know. You guys know what I'm talking about? A lot of hype surrounding this guy. This guy's talking about you. How do you feel? How do you feel, my man? Do you feel like you're being disrespected?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good. Thanks. Good evening for the peoples here. I'm very happy for opportunity. I'm ready for fight. I'm stay here for fight.
And I know you have a translator here as well. I wanted to ask William, does he feel like he is being a little bit overlooked going into this fight because there's a lot of hype surrounding H2O?
Visto que tem tanta comoção acontecendo agora por causa do H2O, você acha que você está mais na sombra por causa de tudo isso, toda a comunicação sobre a luta?
Eu penso que sim, pero eu estou acá para roubar a cena, para fazer meu nome. Então, sei que isso não me importa. Eu estou acá para fazer uma grande pelea.
I think so, but I'm here to make my name and to be known. So that doesn't matter. I'm here to steal the scene.
Has he fought anyone like you before? In your opinion, has he had a competitor, an opponent like you?
Você já lutou contra alguém como ele antes? Já teve oponente como ele em alguma outra luta?
Eu penso que cada pelea é diferente uma da outra, pero el muchacho es nuevo, tiene hambre. Y sí, yo ya peleé con muchos prospectos, pero eso no me asusta. Yo entrené, estoy listo y quiero pelear. Vámonos.
I have fought many fighters. He's young, he's got hunger, but that doesn't scare me. I have fought many opponents like him before, and I'm ready, I'm trained, and I'm ready to face this fight.
I can't wait for this fight. I remember when we were in Arizona last year, I think you came out to the, what was it, the Minions costume? Do you have something special in store for us on Saturday?
I definitely got something special. It's dedicated to Long Beach, so that's a hint right there for you.
That's the hint? That's all we're getting? Dedicated to Long Beach. Okay. I'm familiar with the LBC.
It's
My guy
a big
Warren
name.
G's from there.
It's something you might catch on to.
Okay, I can't wait for that. There's a little hint for all of you and a little tease. Of course, he'll be competing on the DAZN pay-per-view this Saturday. I can't wait to talk to the pride of Patterson, New Jersey, the sweet Terminator, Shadeja Green, an absolute force at super middleweight, undefeated, another fighter recently signed by MVP, an absolute monster in there, and she has a tough test against Olivia Curry, but I've been following you on Twitter, Shadeja, and I see you and Clarissa going back and forth. I know you have your sights set on Savannah Marshall as well. Can I just ask, first off, how has it been since you linked up with MVP?
It's been amazing. I feel good. Glad to be here. And I'm truly focused on Olivia Curry August 5th, not Savannah, not Clarissa. I'm focused on Olivia Curry.
And no one is doubting that, but I do wonder if do you feel with this stage, perhaps the biggest that you have fought on thus far, do you think that this is the fight that gets you those massive fights that you have been looking for?
Possibly. I mean, I know Olivia Curry is intending on pressuring me, and I welcome it all, so I'm ready for that. I want that pressure. So let's see where it takes us, and, let's see what it sets up for as far as the future is concerned. But we got to handle business August 5th.
Amen. And by the way, she's looking at me with great intensity like she is about to beat me up for these questions. So I'm just trying to build it up.
No, we cool. I'm just ready.
Okay, much love, much love. Okay, now let's talk to Olivia Curry, who is also ready, who has been on a nice little winning streak as well, I believe 5 in a row. Have you been impressed with Shadeja's resume thus far? She is a perfect 12-0.
Of course, I give all the respect to Shadeja. She's clearly has a great skill set, clearly has a lot of power, but I like the path she's on right now, and I'd like to make it my path instead. So that's what I'm trying to do on Saturday.
Based on what you have seen from her, what do you think is the key to victory for you? What do you have to do, especially early on, to give her her first pro loss?
Well, she mentioned my pressure already, so I'm glad she knows about it. That's what we're bringing. And, we've been working on little things in the gym as well that hopefully can be a bit of a surprise. And, she hits hard, but I hit hard too.
Can't wait. Shout out to Olivia Curry, who is also a filmmaker, I do believe, right? Do you dabble in that world as well?
I am, yeah. I direct commercials.
I hear commercials may not fit in this regard, but the kids these days, they like to say it's going to be a movie. So you could say your fight is going to be like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. You said it, so
okay,
I'll let you go with it.
It's going to be like a commercial. Maybe it'll just be a 30-second spot.
There you go, yeah.
Yes, thank you for that. Thanks for indulging me there. Good luck to you both. I can't wait for that fight. I'm also very much looking forward to the return of one of Real Fight Inc.'s own, Alan Sanchez, who, like I said, trains with the Diaz brothers, has sparred the likes of Canelo Alvarez as well. This is a big spot for him, opening things up on the pay-per-view main card. Alan, good to see you, my man. Big opportunity for you to fight alongside Chris and Nathan as well. When you got the call that you'd be fighting on this card, what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I was happy. I want to thank Nate for be part of this, big fight. I want to thank Nick Diaz Academy too, and we're here to support each other.
And by the way, I don't know if he is here, but happy belated birthday to the legend Nick Diaz, who I know celebrated his birthday this week, and hopefully will be in attendance on Saturday in Dallas. We'll say hello to Angel Beltran-Villa. A big opportunity for you as well. If people haven't had an opportunity to see you compete, what kind of a fighter are you? How would you describe your style?
Que se esperen una gran pelea. Se esperen una gran pelea. Un combate de mexicanos, como ya saben, cuando pelean dos mexicanos entre sí, son unas guerras y pues esta no va a ser la excepción.
Just expect a good fight, a great fight. When there's two Mexicans in the ring, it's a war. So just expect the best of the Angel.
Yeah, it is Mexico versus Mexico out there. I don't think there's ever been a boring Mexico versus Mexico fight in the history of boxing. I think that's impossible, right?
Yeah. What was that question again?
Oh, I was just kind of saying to myself, really, it's amazing when two Mexican fighters fight each other because it's all action, and that's what I'm expecting. What is his prediction as far as the fight is concerned?
Pues que estamos aquí para dar un gran espectáculo. Como saben, dos mexicanos arriba del ring es espectáculo garantizado, una gran pelea.
It's just amazing. It's just like you guys know that when there's two Mexicans in the ring, it's a war, so you expect that on Saturday.
I was thinking about these four fights leading up to the two co-feature bouts, and someone asked me, which one do you think is going to be the best? Which one do you think is going to end the earliest? And honestly, I feel like we can make a very strong case for each and every one of these. This dude hits like a Mack truck. He is unbelievable out there. Chris Avila has been outstanding since coming over to boxing. I can't wait to see these two guys go toe-to-toe. H2O Silva, his fights, I don't think they last a minute usually. They're unbelievable. He's an incredible fighter and an absolute scene when he walks out there like a superstar. But this man isn't here to be an opponent. That's going to be tremendous theater in its own right. Shadeja and Olivia, if you're not excited after what they were just saying, I feel like I need to check your pulse. That's going to be like Luka against who? Who would it be like? Luka against Donovan Mitchell out there back in the day. Does that one make any sense to anyone? No, it's not a Mavericks crowd. Who would it be? Maybe against Jamal Murray, NBA champ? I don't know. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. And of course, these two guys, two Mexican fighters going toe-to-toe. What's better than that? It's going to be a great scene. These are the 4 fights, the 8 fighters who will be competing on the pay-per-view main card. Again, on DAZN pay-per-view globally, ESPN Plus pay-per-view, and DAZN.com is where you can get the pay-per-view here in the United States. And of course, limited tickets available over at Ticketmaster.com. In a moment, we're going to be joined by the 4 fighters competing in the co-feature bouts, but for now, I will send it back over to Ade Oladipo, my guy.
I got it. I got the Donovan Mitchell, Luka Doncic thing. I got it, Ariel. Don't worry. I'm with you. So that's the undercard press conference now wrapped. They are going to do face-offs, by the way. That's immediately after the main card press conference, which is about to start in a few minutes. Shadeja Green. I know we spoke about her already. Quick story. I was in the gym this morning with her, obviously trying to work out. She was there. She was in front of me on the treadmill, and she was watching boxing. not just boxing, she was only watching Roy Jones on the treadmill.
Right. Student of the game.
Student of the game, even when working out and trying to get a sweat on. I love it.
And she's so politically correct out there. You know, she doesn't want to look past her. We all know what's ahead. She know what she want. But, you know, you talk about her on the treadmill. I seen H2O running in 100-degree weather yesterday. I mean, we all walk into the coffee shop. He was jogging in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
So if that's inclination,
I was breathing in when I walked past him. I felt very embarrassed because he's in shape.
In shape.
He's in shape.
I mean, Shadeja looks in shape. She was on the treadmill for like 4 hours this morning. You know, but if you think about it, Kerry said, I'm going to surprise her with something, and I think she might have a surprise, and the surprise might be she might box. She might get the hell up out of there because she's dealing with Rick Ramos. Rick Ramos is not going to have her going there against a hard hitter like Shadeja Green and say, okay, show her pressure. I just don't see that, especially she's really a 160-pound fighter.
Yeah,
and this is last minute.
It's a tough fight for her. I mean, think about her resume and the fighters that she's been in there with. It's a step up in class by far, by a mile.
Yeah, by far, a mile indeed. You mentioned H2O. Obviously, look, MVP Promotions, signing talent now. Yeah. And that's a guy that a lot of other top promoters wanted. Yeah. So that's almost like a feather in Jake Paul's cap. Like, look, you wanted this guy. I've got him. He's a top prospect in the country. That's good for Jake Paul's promotional company, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, he also got the young kid, the HBO star, you know, in Warner, who is not going to fight professional yet, but the kid is 5.6 million followers on Instagram. So Jake is tapped in. These guys are impressionable. And Jake is the guy for the youth.
He certainly is. Look, you heard it there. Jake Paul isn't just a fighter. He's a promoter as well. MVP Promotions, all that stuff now is live on DAZN. And this is a bit of it.
A brand new boxing series highlighting the best of the next generation of boxing stars, most valuable prospects.
It's an all-star crew and lineup here, and the fights have been amazing. I'm excited to give these young fighters a platform to shine, and shining is what they've been doing already, and this is how we do it, most valuable prospects. Let's go.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Ashton Diaz.
I like that. You know, I like it a lot as well because it gives the prospects their own platform. Yeah. Sometimes you get the prospects so far down in a card, no one's even at the venue.
Yeah, it's three people in the audience.
Three people at the audience, and they're fighting at 7 o'clock. The main event's at 10. No one gets to see them. Right. It almost reminds me a bit of ESPN Friday Night Fights.
Oh, yeah.
Where you get to see some of the best guys, and you look back, and then you see them world title fights in years to come.
Or Showbox. I mean,
yeah, or Showbox. Yeah.
I mean, they get up for those fights, right? They know they're going to be televised. You know, they get their best fits, and they perform the best. I mean, it's tough to go out there to a crowd of 3, right? Way before anybody gets to the arena.
20,000 arena.
And show your skill. Where's the motivation?
Indeed.
But it makes sense, you know, when you have those shows, the tickets are priced accordingly.
Yes.
You know, so you have a lot of people in the crowd.
Indeed you do. All right, the co-main, Amanda Serrano, Heather Hardy. Obviously, Amanda Serrano, the undisputed featherweight queen. You guys were doing your pound-for-pound list with Ariel Hawani yesterday. I was listening in, I was watching in. Remind me very quickly again, where did you have Amanda Serrano in your pound-for-pound list?
You shot me a text, you know, complaining about my list. I said I had Amanda at number 2 and Katie Taylor at number 3. Obviously, Carissa Shields at number 1. That's my take because of what she's done, and she just became undisputed. Amanda Serrano, you might have forgotten in the close fight with Katie Taylor. That's where I put it, and I got Alicia Baum going at number 4.
Yeah,
I like her number 2. If you look at her, she's crisp. She hits hard. Heather's ready though. This is probably like her last hurrah at this level. You know, she looks a little loose around the midsection.
Is she ready though?
Well, it might be a little bit bigger because she knows that she's in it with a hard puncher, so maybe she needs that weight.
And it might be a bit bigger as well for her as well, because as you say, I think this is her last opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
I think Heather Hardy's now 41. I stand to be corrected, but I think she's 41. They fought back in 2019. Amanda Serrano won that by unanimous decision. Right. I don't see how Heather's going to change that. Because again, like you say, Amanda Serrano, at worst, number 3 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet.
But even though she won that fight, we have a war, right? We had a war in Madison Square Garden, so at least we know what we're going to get with Heather Hardy. Yeah. She's not coming to lay down. No. Even though Amanda's a heavy favorite, we're going to get an entertaining fight, no question about it. Even if Heather goes down, even if she gets stopped, she is not going to stop until the very end. So that's the type of fight we're going to get for the co-main event.
Yo, she's like the Nate Diaz of boxing. I'll let you go right now. Didn't you see her in MMA with the bloody face? Yeah. You know, that's
she enjoys that as well, by the way. Yeah, she doesn't run away from that.
She's coming in for a war, that's it.
And at the same time, Amanda has so much to look ahead, so she has to look impressive. She can't drag this fight out. I know she wants to get a big stop, even though that's her homegirl, the New Yorkers, she wants to be impressive on the co-main event of a pay-per-view card.
Yeah, okay, look, we're ready for our main card press conference. Remember, it is Amanda Serrano versus Heather Hardy. It's Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. Back to Mr. 10-7 himself, Ara Hawani.
All right. We are back at the factory here in Dallas. And I have to say, and I'm not trying to stir things up here, but I was at the open workout yesterday, and that was an incredible crowd. And dare I say, a little bit louder than today's crowd. So can I feel some love? Can I feel some energy from Dallas? We're about to have some big deals in the world of fighting. Thank you very much. Shout out to the guy with the sign over there. I feel it now. Yeah, there he is. My man, 10-7. Much love. All right, let's get into it. Of course, we are here for the highly anticipated pay-per-view bout this Saturday between Jake Paul and Nathan Diaz. And of course, as I said at the top, globally you can watch this on DAZN pay-per-view here in the United States on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, DAZN pay-per-view, and of course, via your local cable and satellite providers. Anywhere you want to get a fight, you can get this fight. It's that darn big, and the card is that darn big, as we learned from the rest of the main card fighters who were joining us moments ago. You could get the tickets over at Ticketmaster.com. This is brought to you by Most Valuable Promotions and Real Fight Inc. in association with Holden Boxing and presented by our good friends over at Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Now let us say hello to the four fighters who will be competing in the main and co-main event on Saturday at the American Airlines Center. First, dare I say, when you look at the dictionary, whatever dictionary you want to use, and you look up the word fighter, it is possible that the face of this individual will pop up. She is a fighter's fighter, kill or be killed out there. She has competed in mixed martial arts and pro boxing. She is an OG of the fight game. She is representing New York. She is a former featherweight champion. She fought Amanda Serrano back in 2019. Here she is saying she is not here for the last page of her last chapter. She is just starting the last chapter. She believes she's about to go on one last run. She is Heather Hardy. Say hello to Heather Hardy, everyone. Hello, Heather. Wearing all white, and let's say hello to her opponent. Regardless of gender, she may be one of the best fighters on the planet. She is a 7-division world champion. She is the undisputed champion at 126 pounds. I mean, she is the true definition of pound for pound. From all the way down here, all the way up there, she has fought them all, and she has beat the vast majority of them as well. She has also dabbled in mixed martial arts, and just yesterday announced that she has signed with PFL. She's doing it all. Of course, remember last year when she headlined Madison Square Garden, made history on that night, and she continues to make history. She is the pride of Carolina, Puerto Rico, also the pride of New York. She is the one and only, the real deal, Amanda Serrano. Make some noise for Amanda Serrano, everyone. There she is, Amanda Serrano, with the drip as well. I like all the white. It's very nice. All right, here we go, my friends. I hope you are ready for this. I have been told this is going to be tremendous stuff, great theater. Let's buckle up. Whew, where do we begin? This man has turned the world of boxing on its head. He is an international disruptor. He has been involved in a feud with the world of mixed martial arts pretty much going on 3 years now, and it has been said that the man he is facing on Saturday night will be the final boss. He may have something else to say about that, but he has been on quite a roll. Of course, we last saw him back in February, and it did not go his way, but he continued to tell us, don't judge him by his wins, judge him by his losses. On Saturday, we get to judge him by how he responds to his first loss. He is the internationally known, respected, and perhaps at times, you know, maybe not as liked as well. He is the man that they call the problem child, the star of the new Netflix documentary that just came out a couple of days ago, and dare I say was tremendous viewing as well. He is the one and only Jake Paul. Let's say hello to Jake Paul, everyone. Howdy, Jake. Good to, and he's got his familiar Texas robot with him.
Let's go!
Who is playing some interesting highlights on his chest. And so without further ado, let us say hello to the final fighter that we want to bring up to the stage. Really a man who needs no introduction. And every time you say that, by the way, you always end up giving that person an introduction. And this guy deserves one. Of course, the winner of The Ultimate Fighter Season 5, the original BMF champion, the man who made that belt, who introduced that belt, who validated that belt, fought them all, beat the vast majority of them from Conor McGregor all the way on down. Everyone knows him. Everyone respects him. Most importantly, he is the face of Real Fight Inc. And on Saturday, he'll be making his long-awaited, much-anticipated pro boxing debut after winning his final UFC fight against Tony Ferguson back in September of last year. He is the pride of the 209. He is the pride of Stockton, California. He is the one and only Nathan Diaz. Thank you all. This is so great to be here with the four of you. Let's start with Amanda Serrano. Amanda, back in 2019, you fought Heather Hardy. You beat her to become featherweight champion. Now you're the undisputed champion. You've got so much ice over there, I could skate on it. It's unbelievable. I'm trying to be cool with the lingo. I don't know if it's working, but I'm trying my best, Amanda. Why are you fighting her again 4 years later?
Heather is a great fighter. You know, she's as tough as they come. She gave me the opportunity to become undisputed. I needed her to accomplish that dream, and I don't think anyone is more worthy than Heather Hardy to receive a six-figure payday. I have a platform. I have an amazing team that's given me this opportunity, as well as Heather Hardy. So she's well deserving of it.
Heather, big opportunity for you to become champion once again, this time undisputed champion. What is the difference between the Heather Hardy that we see today and the one that fought Amanda Serrano 4 years ago?
Amanda called me out last time in 2019 to defend the title, and I didn't even think about it. I just said yes, and half my team was like, she's going to kill you, she's going to beat you, she's going to knock you out. And I went into the fight like that, and I hated myself for it, but my mama taught me you don't always get second chances, so I'm blessed. I have a second chance, and I train hard and train different for this one.
Can't wait for it. Nathan, it's great to see you again, my man. A lot of love, as expected, from the Texas crowd. Yesterday, Jake told me that he considers you a bully, that he's going to bully the bully on Saturday. Can I get your response to that statement?
I think he's a bully.
Why do you think he's a bully?
Well, I'm not a fucking bully. He's a fucking bully.
Jake, why is he a bully?
He throws water bottles at innocent people, chokes them out in the streets, talks a lot of shit. And I'm going to bully the bully. Yeah, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves. Boo yourselves. Boo yourselves. I'm going to bully the bully. This little guy that you guys love over here, he's going to be dead on Saturday night. I'm going to finish his career. Yeah. Boo yourselves, peasants. Fuck off.
He says he's going to finish your career on Saturday, Nate.
Bully?
He says that's a bully statement, that you're going to finish his career.
I'm bullying the bully. 100%. That's what I just said. Is he fucking dumb? Rhetorical question. This motherfucker can't even speak.
A lot has been said. The guys up there, the DAZN crew, were talking about how good you look in the ring, that you are in the best shape of your career. Do you believe that is true? And if so, what has been the difference in this camp as opposed to your previous camps?
Yeah, 100%. Best shape of my life. Feeling amazing. Brought in a whole entire new team. Strength and conditioning, nutritionist, head coach, all of that. And I'm feeling good. You know, and when I'm in a shape like this, when I have the proper time to prepare, you're going to see a different version of the best version of Jake Paul you've ever seen.
Nate, you are the face of Real Fight Inc. You've always been a real fighter, and even your biggest foes respect you because you are a real fighter. Is this man, in your opinion, a real fighter?
He don't know how to defend a choke.
I think. Can he defend a choke? Can you defend a choke?
Can you accept my offer to fight in MMA? But no, you're acting like a bitch still. I have $10 million for you in MMA, and you still haven't accepted it. After I fuck you up in boxing, I'm coming to MMA, and I'm fucking you up worse. I'm gonna choke your bitch ass out. Accept the offer, pussy, but you won't. You won't accept the offer.
You know the bully? You know the bully's that bouncer right there who I smacked with a beer last time he thought he was tired. I fucking smacked that bitch in the face. That's who the bully. Fuck him, fuck you, and fuck MVP. Fuck you too.
I like it. I like it. Nate's alive. Hey, we woke the beast up. We woke the beast up. Let's go, Nate. Yes, I like it. Come on, talk your shit. Talk your shit, Nate. Talk your shit. Come on.
Nate, if all goes well on Saturday, do you have any interest in fighting him again in MMA? Does that interest you at all?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So you're not done with MMA, right? Hell no.
He don't want that. He don't want that.
How do you expect the fight to play out, Jake?
He's going to come in swinging, doing the dumb shit that he does. I'm going to weather the storm and knock him the fuck out. Simple and plain. He's never been hit. He's never been hit by someone like me. He's never been hit by someone like me. I promise you that. That's why I keep on sleeping and putting these UFC champs to the canvas.
Let's send it over to the media. I want to see what the media has in store for all of us. Let's see if they've got some questions for Nathan, Jake, Amanda.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
And I'm also curious with the Texas crowd because I was seeing a lot of love for Nathan. Now I'm seeing a lot of love for Jake. Is this Diaz country? Or is this problem child territory?
Let's go, baby. Yes, sir.
Feels pretty split. Feels like a 50-50 situation. All right, who's up first? I don't see... All right, here we go. Question from the media. You are up first. Make it good, my man.
Kendrick Johnson for MMA Weekly. This is for good old Jake. How much did Larry Wade help you out with your conditioning to get you ready? Because he's a world-class trainer, and you kind of tired last time. So this time, you think you get the late knockout with Larry in your corner?
Yeah, it's a world of difference. When you bring in one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the world, I'm prepared. I'm excited to go 10 rounds. That's what Nate wanted, and so I'm going to give it to him, and he's going to regret wanting to go the distance and go far with me. But Larry Wade made the world of the difference.
How important is it to stop him? We've seen him get choked out and all that in MMA, but he's never been knocked out. How much is it that you have to knock him out and be that guy?
I promise I'm going to be the first person to make this man go to sleep. Unconscious Nate. Unconscious Nate. I promise you that.
Question for both of you, and let me begin with Nate Diaz first. With all this bully talk, what happens if the two of you run into each other on a dark street and there's nobody around? In real life, no cameras, what happens then? Nate Diaz, you go first.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah, like right now, I'm not going to be walking around those streets right now.
I mean down the road, brother, down the road. If you run into this man away from the cameras all alone, how does that play out in real life?
I'm not looking for this guy.
Same question, Jake Paul.
I'm going to bend him over and fuck him like a cowboy. The fuck?
Gentlemen,
goddamn right.
Every great story has a hero and a villain. In this situation, who's the good guy? Who's actually the bad guy?
Who's the good guy? Who's the baby face? Who's the heel?
Jake's the gay guy.
Yes, sir. Standing on business. I'm going to grab your cheeks in the ring on Saturday night. Trust me. Hey, everyone look out. I'm grabbing his cheeks. Trust.
Last question, Jake. This event is not only being presented by Celsius, the essential energy drink that has taken over the entire game, but now they've also taken over combat sports, not just with UFC fighters, but also the entire PFL. And now this card is going to stream live on ESPN Plus, which is history in the making. Can you speak, you're a smart businessman, can you speak a little bit about how huge it is to partner on this event with such enormous brands like Celsius and ESPN Plus and make history? What is that like for you and your business model?
Hashtag ad.
It's amazing, man. I'm excited. It's such a big event. The Celsius, the best drink in the world. ESPN Plus, one of the best platforms in the world. DAZN, one of the best platforms in the world. You know, I'm just happy to be here. We're in Texas, doing it big, baby. Everything's bigger in Texas. Let's go.
All right, who's up next?
Hey guys, Derek.
Oh, not you again. Better keep it professional, my man.
Hey, fuck you guys. Hey, Nate, sorry, Derek from Better Media here. Nate, I actually just wanted to apologize for the last press conference.
Oh, here it comes.
When I asked to fight your brother in the undercard. I'm sorry that your feelings were hurt.
That was more of a statement than a question.
No, it was an apology.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
And like, it's, you know, maybe if your boys see me, maybe they won't fuck me up this week. Anything to say, Nate? Can't wait to watch Jake knock you the fuck out.
Hey, bring this little bitch up here. Get him the fuck out of here. Spread the fuck out. Bring him up here.
He's coming.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Derek, what have you done?
The lack of respect from all the pussies
What is
in
going
this
on?
fucking faggots camp, motherfucker. That's the problem.
What is going on?
Fucking influences. These guys influence fucking the fucking island gay boys because the motherfuckers like you, bitch. You're the fucking bad guy, and this little fuck right here needs his ass whipped. And fuck your dad too. How about that? Fuck your whole shit.
All right, let's move this along, and please try to keep the questions respectful. Who's up? I
He's
can't
mad.
see.
Nate's mad, guys. Watch out, guys. Nate's mad.
My man.
What's going on, guys?
We're so scared. Nate's mad.
Fuck you, pussy.
Yeah, bring it to the ring. Bring it to the ring, brother.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we get to fight in 2 days. I'm glad you're mad. Get emotional.
What's going on, guys? So, Jake, you were talking about a rematch in the cage. Obviously, both of you guys have very popular older brothers. Can you imagine your brothers having a match in the cage as well on that card? Is that something that you're looking forward to? Nick versus Logan, as well as you versus Nate in the cage.
Man, we'll see. He needs to accept the offer, but he's ducking me. Duck, duck, goose over here.
This is Saul with the Casaca Boxing. Question for Nate. Nate, would you ever consider going back with Dana? As far as the MMA, I know you're a free agent, and Jake wants a rematch. I mean, we still have to see Saturday how it plays out. So, you know, based off that, you know, that's just a question. If you don't want to answer, that's cool. I get you, boss.
I didn't understand the question.
Oh, it was if he would ever go back with Dana as far as the UFC.
Would he ever go back to the UFC?
Yeah, with Dana White. Yeah.
Oh, with Dana. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry, I thought you
free
said.
agent, you
Yeah,
know?
would you ever go back to the UFC?
Yeah, I plan on fighting the biggest fights, the hardest fights for the rest of my time. So, for sure.
All right, we'll take a couple more here. My man over there.
This question is for Nate Diaz. Nate, you know, it's no secret you're very popular here in Texas as well as in California. You've been training with one world-renowned trainer, Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. Explain as far as the preparation, the sparring, or any advice that you received from Robert with his years of experience in boxing.
No, it was a good little training camp we had over there. We had good work, and we talked a little bit, but nothing major I could think off top right now.
Richard Perez, of course, has been by your side for the entire run of your career. Do you have one more?
My last question. Yesterday, Nate, you mentioned it's either kill or be killed. And we asked Jake. He said he was going to be doing the killing and that he was going to kill you in the ring. When you hear that, what goes through your mind? Does it get you more motivated? And as far as...
Okay. Who's talking?
Was that question for Jake or Nate? For both. Jake, you go first. Yeah, I didn't know what the question was either. Do you mind just repeating it very quickly?
yesterday at the media day, Nate said that it was kill or be killed. And when we asked Jake, he mentioned he was going to be doing the killing and that you weren't going to make it to the end of the fight. He was going to kill you in the ring. When you hear those, as far as the antagonizing and the, the shit talking, what goes through your mindset?
It's not being antagonizing or shit talking. It's telling the fucking truth, sir. I'm killing this man. I'm killing this man. I'm telling the truth, sir.
All right, there's one last one. You get the final word.
My question is for everybody on the panel. How excited are you guys to perform for this amazing Dallas crowd?
Heather, you go first.
Super excited to be the undisputed champion, and I'm going to leave undisputed champion here in Dallas.
Sorry, Amanda. Heather, do you want to say something about fighting in front of the Dallas crowd?
I'm excited.
Okay. I think you guys are excited too.
I'm excited, man. I'm a ball on his face like Luka Doncic dropping 40 on his face.
Final word to you, Nate?
Luka Doncic on his head ass.
A man of few words. All right, we're going to face off the fighters now, so stay tuned for that. That should be tremendous. And thank you so much for watching this final press conference heading into Saturday night's mega fight between Jake Paul and Nathan Diaz.
Do you think Nate's going to do the face-off? Like, what are we? I don't know. I'm 50-50. Think Nate's going to do it? Okay, he's not moving.
No, of course not.
I think he's there. He's still there. I think he might do
Do we need a security guard in between them? That's the question.
I think they do. I think they do.
No, I think Nate is calm. No, he really doesn't want no problems like that. He's just not with the bull crap, and Jake is. Jake knows how to get the crowd antsy. He knew the things, what to say. Look at this crowd. There's a bunch of young kids here. He made some references. I don't know what the hell he was talking
a lot was said. A lot was said.
Apologies for the language you heard during the press conference. Well, as you guys can imagine, emotions running high between both camps, and apologies if you heard a few things that you shouldn't have heard up there.
These two women are friends right here. Look, they're both from New York, and she's transparent about it, Amanda Serrano. She's like, look, I'm getting her a six-figure payday, but you're still going to get a phenomenal fight, even though it's kind of a favor.
What were they just saying just
That's
now?
a good question.
Amanda never says nothing disrespectful. They probably said, hey, your dress looks nice. Amanda look nice, too.
Amanda's
I like your shades.
Yeah, I'm giving you six figures here. And look, we've seen that before. I mean, Errol said that to Terrence. Like, I'm giving you a big one here.
Yeah.
I think he said it as well. Fury to Chisora. It's not the first time. Fighters help out fighters sometimes. But when they get in the ring, they throw hands.
They fight. Or maybe she said, hey, I'm getting a little cut. Give me 10% of that.
Here we go. Let's see this face.
This is
Jake Paul, Nate Diaz. It'll be interesting to see the size difference here if they go close to close, face to face.
He's so frustrated. He's not sure if he wants to get up there. Right? He's going up there now. I like it. Oh, we do have a security guy in the front and on the side. Ooh. See, Nate has that whole MMA type of face-off. You know, in boxing, it's not so much like that. So this is an interesting face-off right here with both guys hands up. No drama.
You know, I think
at the face-off.
I think Jake don't quite understand Nate as well. Like, it must be kind of playing with his mind a bit. Like, he's used to fighters doing the face-offs and nose-to-nose, where Nate's like, I'm not playing this game.
Yeah, and I think Nate needs to really dislike somebody to really play that game, to really go. Because he doesn't play. It has to be real. He doesn't dislike Jake, and that's the thing.
Not enough.
No.
Not enough. And he understands, look, this is Jake and his antics and things that he says. These are things that are going to go viral. In a few hours, we're going to see this all over the internet, some of the things that Jake
And somebody
has
might
said.
get canceled as well.
Yeah, someone
Because he's bending them over and riding them like a cowboy.
And I like the way he brought up the offer, the $10 million offer in the MMA cage. Look, we all know Nate is an MMA fighter. That's a dangerous fight for Jake.
I think that's one place Jake don't really want to go.
No,
but I think he does want to go to a cage. I think he does want to go there.
I think he's basing it on Nate's age and the wars that he's been in. Look, Jake is a young, athletic young man, and he comes from a wrestling background. Maybe he doesn't want the smoke.
Brother, who cares? Because he could lose there and still be okay. He's losing to Nate Diaz.
Absolutely.
Look, I just think Nate feels a little bit out of place. I'm not going to lie. He doesn't look comfortable.
No, I think this is him. When I watch him, like, pointing out Jake's manager as well now, saying, look, you want to get something? Well, you can get something.
Like, me? No, not me, buddy.
Yeah. This must be a bit unusual, though.
It is weird because they're not even staring at each other. There's no face-off. They're just standing close to each other.
I don't think Nate can stand still for more than 2 seconds anyway. That's the issue.
I would like to see a typical boxing face-off. You know what I mean? So I particularly don't like the MMA style one.
Yeah, we are hopefully going to hear from both. Jake, I know will definitely come and join us.
There's some pushing going on.
Security guards pushing each other as well up there. That we don't want to see. There's a couple of
we don't want to see a brawl there.
We don't want to see. Hey. Okay. That's what we don't want to see. We don't want to see
That's
that.
a brawl between
Absolutely
security.
We don't want to see that
Nate
at
Diaz's
all.
team.
You know what? It felt like it was getting to that.
Yeah.
It felt like it was getting to that. Jake has his own security team. Nate has his security team as well. And sometimes things like that happen.
This is a sport, right? This is just a press conference leading up to the fight. We don't want to see any of that ever any violence outside of the ring.
Listen, there's only two people getting paid. And that's Jake and Nate. And anybody else fighting, you're foolish. Cut it out.
No, 100%. We don't want to see things
I think they got it under control now.
Just as long as the problem bot is not throwing punches.
Who controls the security fighting? Out of interest.
That's a great question.
We got security for security nowadays.
For security?
We should for this type of event, because both camps are going to be deep, as we just saw. But I think everything is under control right now.
And don't be surprised, by the way, look, the commission's here. Don't be surprised if fines don't get thrown out.
Oh, yeah.
The commission don't want to see that either.
Somebody's getting fired.
Yeah, but who are they going to find? The security guards? I mean, if the fighters aren't the ones throwing blows, they're not going to get fined.
Can I say one thing? Semi-negative? It hypes it up a bit more. It hypes it up a bit more, doesn't
we know
it?
that clip is going to go viral.
Fight. Somebody just got punched.
Yeah, somebody got a black eye. Somebody has hopefully no serious injuries with that one. But there's a lot of tension in there, man. A lot of tension.
A lot of tension indeed. Look, if that didn't hype you, and I'm sure it did because it hyped me, this will as well. A little promo trailer here for Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz.
A YouTuber turned fighter versus a UFC superstar.
Can you imagine 5 years ago, someone said Jake Paul is going to fight Nate Diaz and it might just be the biggest fight of the year? You'd think they're crazy.
Jake Paul's quite a polarizing character.
I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now.
He tries to get a rise out of people.
You're ducking me because you don't want to lose to a YouTuber.
Help is enough. Respect the Diaz brothers and their resume in the fight game.
The YouTube title is shifting away. They're starting to respect them as a boxer.
I've knocked out every single person that I've fought.
I think Nate Diaz will be the biggest challenge of Jake Paul's career.
Nate Diaz is trouble waiting to happen.
Is this man leaving?
And Nate Diaz leaving this arena.
This guy's been fighting since he was born.
I've been training since I was a kid.
He's probably fighting somebody right now.
This is the most important moment of my life. Find out what I'm truly made of. I'm here to handle my business and get done what I gotta get done.
You're talking about two huge names going to battle.
The thrill of the fight, the buzz, the drama.
It's do or die.
Blood, sweat, tears. The dreams being shattered. A legacy being created.
Here comes trouble.
Ready for war.
You know what I saw from that? Just that clip there? Nate Diaz got hands. Nate Diaz has got hands, and I think he's been playing possum and tricking people. I saw Nate Diaz for a little combination. I'm like, okay, he's maybe a bit better than we thought he was. Don't be fooled by the clips that are doing the circles around social media.
Well, Barack and I talked about it yesterday. Maybe he's playing possum when a guy like Andre Ward, who is one of my favorite fighters of all time, and he doesn't BS. When he tells you, yo, I had hard sparring sessions with this guy, even if it was 5-10 years ago, there's still a threat there. I mean, you talk about one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, but we've seen him perform in the octagon many, many times. It's not a polished style, but it's a style that has power, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's about how much heart and grit and how much work ethic he's going to put in that ring.
Oh, he's got that.
And that's the thing. He can smother Jake. He doesn't have to be the perfect boxer to win this.
And that's what we've been talking about, volume, right? Nate brings volume, but he's going to take risks throwing those shots. And we know that Jake has proven that he's a hard puncher. So we might see a vicious knockout, or we might see Nate overwhelm the young Jake Paul.
All right, because of what happened a couple of minutes ago, I'm not quite sure we are going to get Jake Paul and Nate Diaz up here, which is disappointing because I wanted to hear from both of those. But we have this to give away. I love this, but I'm going to take one myself, by the way.
So am I.
We've got I'm hearing that. We're hearing that, actually. I'm hearing that we might get one of the fighters up, which is very, very good. But look, you can win this. This is a signed glove by Jake Paul. You have to be watching the watch party on Saturday, which I'm going to somehow try and watch because I want to win one of these. So I'm going to give the link to all my family members because I want this glove. It really is a good glove, indeed. We are, I think, going to get Jake Paul. I think he is going to join us. Oh, no, Nate Diaz is going to join us, which is good as well. Fantastic. We are going to be joined by Nate Diaz, which is good. That's interesting because I thought he was going to walk away.
Yeah, I mean, from what we saw back there, people are keeping it professional.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so Nate Diaz is coming. Nate Diaz is coming. Let's get Nate and Mike. Nate, thank you for coming and joining us, brother. Here he is, Stockton's very own Nate Diaz. Nate, look, you've been in big fights before. You've done this rodeo before against people that do a lot of trash talking as well. Is this new to you? Does it surprise you? Does it still annoy you? Is it just another day, another walk in the park?
No, yeah, it don't matter whatever happens, but it usually could go better or worse, so it's all good.
What about the crowd? Again, there's a lot of, and I heard you say it as well, influencer kids in the crowd. Does that annoy you when you get crowd members maybe saying things they shouldn't say to a fighter like yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about, he keeps calling me the bad guy and the bully and shit. I'm like, he's a bully. He's the one that's, they said they started the term influencer, right? They got, yeah, fuck the robot. I was like, you're influencing people to do anything for clout, like that shit. I'm like, you're out here just acting out, you know? If I'm sitting in the room with him the other day, just chilling and get up here and he's gonna act out just for that's a bad influence.
Yeah, so a different guy behind the scenes as opposed to a guy on stage there. You've always wanted to box, Nate. You've always spoken about boxing as well. Obviously, you've had these long contracts with the UFC, so you've not been able to box. How exciting is it for you to know that you are going to throw hands on Saturday? Finally, we get to see Nate in a boxing ring.
Yeah, it's good, and that's what is crazy. Like when you talk a bunch of shit too, I'm like, we're just participating in a boxing match. It's a limited form of fighting, so I'm like, there's no need to get disrespectful and talk a bunch of shit. I'm a competitor here. He's a little fucker. And that's what I'm dealing with, and that's what I'm gonna deal with, and whatever comes with it. I signed up from the start, full blown war. So and nothing new. I'm good with it.
And we know with you, I've followed your career for so many years. We know it's going to be a full blown war. Is it one and done? Are we going to see more of you in the boxing ring? I
plan on fighting for a long time, and I'm gonna box. I'm gonna do MMA. I'm gonna do indie, all of it.
I like
long
it.
Time.
What do you do now, Nate? Do you go warm down? Go and get a zoot. What do you do now, Nate?
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah? Enjoy it. Nate
Hey,
Diaz,
right
really
on.
appreciate
Thank
you coming
you.
on. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you very much. Nate Diaz, I mean, if the camera could show what's going on just behind us here, I mean, I think it's fair to say this is Nate country.
Yes.
This is Nate country. And by the way, seeing him face to face like that is a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah, he is big.
He's wiry, but he's big.
Yeah,
he is quite big, isn't he?
Considering what just happened at the press, he seemed really calm. Yeah. Answered all your questions with no problem. Showed professionalism. I mean, people were complaining about him leaving yesterday. He showed up today.
Showed up?
Yeah, but he explained exactly what I was saying earlier. He was like, yo, I was just chilling with Jake the other day, man. Like, why is he acting like he doesn't get it? Like, no, we don't sell fights that way.
Yeah.
Me, I sell them by beating you up in the ring or in the octagon.
But that's just because he's so real. I mean, like, there's no fakeness going on with Nate.
Zero. You can tell there's zero fakeness with him.
What you're saying, Jake is fake?
No.
That's exactly what you just said.
No, Jake is a businessman and a fighter.
And a
Nate
fake.
is
No, so
Nate
you got to
is
be a little
fighter.
fake.
You got to be a businessman. Business-minded.
Yeah. Nate clearly doesn't think about the business side.
No,
He
exactly.
just wants to get in there and do the job. I like when I asked him, is it one and done? He's like, no, he wants a few more. So it sounds like Nate's here to stay regardless of what happens on Saturday.
I think what happens on Saturday is going to determine whether it's one and done. We need to see how he looks in a boxing ring. It's a 10-round fight. Remember, this is not a cage. It's very different. So if we see a good performance, even in a loss, I can see how he'll get back into the boxing ring.
You know what was interesting to me? What Jake said a few seconds ago. He said, this is a limited form of fighting.
Oh, Nate said, yeah, Nate. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No.
Nate said, he said, this is a limited form of fighting, so there's no reason to be disrespect. So, in other words, a lot of MMA guys and fans, they feel like this is not real fighting. They're not really trying to really hurt the
back and
guy.
forth between
They feel that.
boxers and MMA fighters.
Oh,
right?
but it is. You can ask Conor McGregor if it's real fighting.
And if
so.
somebody ends up unconscious, he's going to realize, yeah, this is fighting.
When you look at this crossover boxing scene, right? I mean, Jake's right at the top. Tommy Fury, Jake, KSI, whatever, in any order, whatever you want.
I don't call it crossover anymore for Jake.
No, but what I say, the reason I say that is if Nate were to win, right, he's not going to go and fight a Tommy Fury or KSI.
Right.
Nate's going to probably want to have a real fight, if you like, right? Can you see Nate maybe having a real fight with someone?
No.
No, I mean, first, no.
I mean, we haven't even seen him fight.
Exactly. We have to see what happens Saturday. And I think maybe even possibly I'd like to see Nate fight another MMA fighter, like somebody that comes from his world that also wants to dabble in a boxing ring. Maybe that would be interesting, right? Because it'll be an even playing field. Yeah. Another big name from the MMA world getting into the boxing ring. But none of those questions can be answered until we see what happens Saturday night.
Indeed. Remember, it isn't just that Saturday night. Obviously, fantastic main event, isn't it? Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. Here is the fight card for Saturday night as well. We kick things off in the welterweight division between Angel Bertrand and Alan Sanchez. Then it is the ladies that we see, Shadisha Green versus Olivia Curry. I know we continue to talk about Shadisha Green, but she does excite me just because when you look at her record, was it 11 fights, 11 wins, 10 knockouts?
Yeah.
You just don't see that in female boxing. No one carries that.
Outside of Amanda Serrano, who has a lot of knockouts. I mean, she's so precise with her punches, body attack, very skilled. I mean, who does she remind you of, Barack? I mean, somebody in the past.
Come on, man. I call her the new Ann Wolf.
She actually looks a bit like Ann Wolf.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like they can be related.
I want to see
a brawl there.
Ann Wolf fought at a higher weight class, but I mean, Shadisha is coming down from 220.
Yeah.
From 220, so that she's a very, very...
With the way she's jogging at the treadmill, I can see that.
I can see why. I like the way we've done that for him already. We put H2O Silva there. We've already given him the nickname he wants versus William Silva. Obviously, a very good prospect, Barack. Looking forward to seeing how he looks in the lightweight division.
100%. If he wants us to really call him H2O, then he's going to have to flow like water.
And look, MVP has put a lot of energy behind this kid. They believe in this kid.
Yeah.
And they've been stepping him up with opposition. And this is another step up. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, our next fight is one for the MMA fans, including myself. Jeremy Stephens, big-time MMA background, obviously fought in the UFC. I don't know if you guys remember that famous clip when Conor McGregor says, "Who the F is that guy?"
Yes.
He's
absolutely.
talking about Jeremy Stephens.
We know.
It was Jeremy Stephens. He takes on Chris Avella. I saw Chris Avella recently at a Misfits card. Far too good. Fought a guy called Paul Bamba. Again, he doesn't have a boxing record per se, a big one, but I'm telling you now, this guy can fight a little bit, and so can Jeremy Stephens. That one's going to be that could be fight of the night. It could steal everything, because those two guys come to fight. And then I know a lady that you guys adore, right? Amanda Serrano versus Heather Hardy. Absolute legend. And I'm so happy that one thing Jake has done, by Jake putting her under her wing, she's finally getting paid the money she deserves to get paid. And we're seeing her in fights that we want to see her in.
And you know, people are watching this fight. Yeah, they're going to have an entertaining fight between Heather and Amanda, but they're still looking ahead. We want to know what's next for Amanda Serrano. Will the Katie Taylor fight ever happen? I think that's in the back of everybody's mind.
And then you have Heather Hardy, who has nothing to lose. And nobody's even expecting her to win, so she could be dangerous as well.
Yeah, very quick one about Amanda Serrano. In terms of the ideal fight, obviously on the broadcast with us on Saturdays, the wonderful Alicia Baumgardner, the super featherweight undisputed champion. Yeah. Do we get undisputed versus undisputed next if Amanda comes through this?
That would be a phenomenal fight. Look, we talked about it yesterday during the media workouts. I mean, Barack, myself, Ariel, yourself, that's the next fight. If Katie doesn't happen, I mean, we don't know. Katie has unfinished business, right? But that is the next best fight. Hopefully they can muster up a little smack talk. Maybe Alicia gets in the ring after Amanda fights.
I might have to try and see if I can poke the bear there.
Yeah, I mean, we're just throwing names around, but it's really about money. You know, these girls made $1 million already, and I don't think $1 million would be given to Amanda to fight Alicia right now.
Would that fill MSG? Am I going too far? Serrano versus Baumgardner?
Maybe not right now. Give Baumgardner another fight. Let her be spectacular in another fight.
Yeah, but against who? I mean, look, this girl's undisputed already. She's undisputed. Against undisputed, to Ade's point. I mean, I don't think we need to see another fight.
A rematch?
Yes.
No, you could rematch Michaela May.
There you go.
I mean, there are fights out there for her.
Or we can just build this one fight up and make it happen.
Right.
Indeed. We got more guests coming, by the way. I see H2O coming. Ashton Silva is making his way.
Well, let's see him
Come on,
flow
Ashton.
up here.
Get up here, Ashton. Let all four of us. I want all four of us to stay in if we can.
Well, we don't have
water. Young water. What's good?
Ashton, come in the middle here, Ashton.
Come
in here, brother. How are you, my man? You good?
Yeah.
Nice to see you. I like this. You know what I like? We saw you jogging yesterday. And first of all, we like that. The fact that you can jog in this Dallas, Texas heat, we know you've got a bit
I seen
about
him
you.
pass out 2 blocks later.
Talk to us about the nickname. We've been told that we can't call you Ashton anymore. It's got to be H2O from now on. Barack's not happy.
Yo, your
Barack's
mama
not happy.
called me and she's like, yo, I named him Ashton.
I mean, you have to.
Close friends, we call me Ashton.
How long you been calling yourself H2O though? I mean, it's something that people didn't know, and now you're just bringing it to the forefront.
My dad actually started calling me H2O. It was like right before I turned pro.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so before that I was Superman. If people, was real
If
fans.
we're following you, yeah. All right, so we're gonna see some flow like water on Saturday.
Not definitely, always.
You know, one thing I like about your style is that, I've seen a lot of pretty boys. I'm talking about pretty in the ring because you're kind of ugly. But I've seen a lot of pretty boys, in the ring. But you're a pretty boy that sits down on your punches.
Yeah.
Is that important to you? Because a lot of guys come from the amateurs, they don't do that.
That's definitely. I feel like that was one of the biggest transition. Turning pro so young, I had to make sure that I was able to, definitely turn my punches over and be professional with how, I go about my
doing
fight.
that well, my
Look,
brother.
you signed with MVP.
Well.
Look, we all know what Jake brings to the table as far as the bravado, the entertainment factor. Do you feel pressure at times where I got to act up a little bit? I'm with a certain type of team.
A little bit, I feel it. But at the same time, I just know that's what I'm built for, and that's what I'm here for.
That's great.
What's it like fighting on such a big card? You're early in your career. Obviously, this is a pay-per-view card. Loads of people around the world, not just in the US, are going to watch it. Is that excitement? Is that added pressure? What's the feeling?
Definitely excitement. Like I was saying, I grew up always wanting to be on the stage, and to be this is my second time on pay-per-view, so that's another blessing. I'm just happy to be here always.
You know what I want to know? When Jake Paul signed you, who was the first person you text besides your parents?
Well, they were probably there at the meeting, buddy. So they know.
Probably first person. Actually, probably people was texting me. Probably from school, like Jake Paul, those kind of. It was in a way.
School.
Yeah. I was from school.
How's your relationship with Jake, though? I mean, you guys have conversations. Like,
You
that
definitely have
go?
conversations. We once talked about school before. I told him that I wanted to, because I was still in high school, so I was transitioning to going to college, and he was like, I don't think you need college.
What's the best piece of advice that
He's
he's
a
given
bad
you?
influence. Like, don't even go to college.
No, but I'm saying as far as the business, right? What's the best advice he's given you so far?
The best, honestly gave me so much. He honestly gave me like about a few books that he's read, as an 18-year-old.
Wow.
So I've been kind of just following a few steps and just taking him as a mentor and advice.
Very quickly, on your opponent, William Silva, I feel bad. We've not even spoke about your opponent. And obviously, he's coming to kind of cause the upset here. What do you know about him? What you're expecting from him?
I'm expecting for him to come out pretty hot. I definitely know he would respect me, so I don't think he'll fight the same fight as he usually be. But like you said, he's going to try to come to upset. And I think after a few rounds, he's just going to start breaking down.
So is H2O going to steal the show over Amanda and Heather, over Jake and Nate?
It's going to be tough.
I'm definitely going to steal the show. If Jake don't come with a knockout on Nate Diaz, I'm definitely stealing the show.
All right, brother, you can flow away now as you do.
I got the ring entrance to walk out, so that's so that's
good luck. I like it. No extra pressure. Well done. Good luck to you, brother. Thank you very much. Well done. I like that. A very confident young man as well. Right? Confident, very young. We're starting to see a lot. What do you think? This is a good question, actually. I think. So.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a great question. I think it's a great question. What do you think? The Eastern Europeans have a style where they fight in the amateurs for so long.
Right.
Like they can go 200-300 deep, and they kind of turn pro when they're 27, 28 with sort of Loma, and they're almost ready to go. A lot of American kids now are starting to turn pro very young, like Ashton. What's the best way to do it?
Well,
good question.
It's a good question. It's a good question, but it's not. It's not just now. Americans been signing early for years. I mean, look, a gentleman by the name of Wilfredo Benitez won a world title at 17 years old. He was still in high school, so it's always been done because Americans wanted to get to that money fast. I don't like the other way. I don't like the European way because now you're getting into the ring close to 30 years old, so you're stretching your professional career too late. In my opinion, the ideal thing is to finish at 35 and live the next chapter of your life okay, not fighting at 40 years old. So I like the young guys, if they're ready, only if they're ready to fight professional.
Damn, I totally agree. But it really depends.
Wait,
on
you
the
agree with Ak?
I totally agree. I mean, because
you guys
if
been
you come in the
chilling with
game
each other
like
for too long.
Lomachenko, you're going to have to fight those tough guys immediately.
Yeah.
And Lomachenko took an early loss because he didn't have the experience that he needed in the pro game.
Yeah, I guess there could be an argument that both work. I mean, you look at, when you do like the top 10 pound for pound, you've got a couple of those Eastern Europeans, and Beterbiev and Bivol and
Oh, yeah, it works for some of them, yeah.
Yeah, some of them it works for, and I guess it works the other way. Jake Paul is going to come and join us in a couple of minutes as well, which is very good. We're getting both guys for the main event, which is good. They're both
Things calm
professional.
down. Things calm down.
Calm down a little bit. People have, got their wounds healed over there.
Can we get the security guard that was pushing everybody and threw a punch? Let's get
one
him
up here. Let's ask him
maybe
some
he
questions.
can fight in the Zone X series.
Let's talk about Jake Paul's conditioning. You just spoke to his strength and conditioner a bit earlier. He looks in magnificent condition. I can't believe, by the way, that he's obviously the weigh-in's at 185, so I'm guessing he's around 190, maybe a bit less than that right now. He looks about 220.
Let me give you your shine. Like, we talk about strength and conditioning. This man is losing weight. You're getting to 175. Are you going to be on Misfits soon? Like, we know you host the Misfits. You're always in the mix. Are you going to surprise somebody with something?
As we're seeing Jake Paul, it's funny. Axe been saying this, but Axe been wanting to fight a guy called Slim on Misfits for about a year. Axe, I know, has been working, but look at Jake Paul here. I mean, again, it's funny to me because obviously I covered that crossover boxing scene as well. This guy fought Deji, KSI's brother, 5 years ago, and was out of shape, couldn't throw a left and right. He's progressed in 5 years, and there'll be some that don't like it. I know there's some, hardcore boxing fans that still don't like him, but you got to give him credit. For him to be in the kind of shape he's in, take himself away to Puerto Rico and train and build a gym in the back garden, salute to him.
Look, I talked about this on social media yesterday about how he picked a sport that is rigorous, right, and not needing to. I'm not saying he was super filthy rich, but he wasn't, in poverty, right? The guy chose a hard sport. So those people that are complaining about him would never go through a 2-month rigorous training camp to get prepared for a prize fight. Because if you notice the fighters, the actual fighters, I mean, I talked to Errol Spence and other guys, they respect Jake and they like the work that he's putting in. So it's just the fans that never experienced this, hating on Jake.
Indeed. What's your take on it?
Listen, if you just take away all the antics that he's done outside of the ring, all of the things that he said, the crazy things he said today, nobody would say any bad things about Jake. You know why? Because he's getting fighters paid, and he's getting in there, and he's putting his life on the line like everybody else. And I think it's just those other antics that makes us. When you come in a game talking about I'm ready for Canelo, you're gonna get some negative talk.
You are indeed. I think we're going to get Jake, by the way. I think Jake is coming. You can hear the crowd as well, which is exciting. Jake Paul, he's
walking here like Ronda Rousey used to walk to the octagon. Remember how fast and hard she used to walk?
Do you remember how fast and hard she walked when she lost?
Are we all staying here for this?
No. We need Jake up here.
Yeah, okay.
What up, guys?
What's up?
What up?
Here comes the problem child. Now, Jake, how are you doing, my man?
Good. How are you? Happy to be here.
First things first, you look in incredible shape. I've seen you get ready for fights before, and I've never seen this. Talk about your new strength and conditioner. What are you wearing right now? 187, 188?
Yeah, right around there, 188. Feeling the best I've ever felt. The nutritionist was on point. Shout out James Lockwood. Shout out Larry Wade on the strength and conditioning. We just switched up everything for this camp. Worked harder than I've ever worked before, and the results have shown.
What happened at the end there? It's like security versus security, Royal Rumble. What was going on?
I'm deep in his head, man. I'm having a picnic in his head, and I hurt his feelings. I'm hurt, in his head, and he's basically just got all pissed off. The security team started fighting. His security swung first, and my security hit him with a check hook, dropped him, and that was that.
Are you happy now that he is talking? I know you've been trying to poke the bear, trying to get him to talk, and finally we saw him there talking. I can see you smile like, yeah, I got you.
I like it. Yeah, he's playing my game now. He's in my frame, and this is what I love to do. I love to get into people's head and get them all worked up, riled up, throw his energy off, and it's more fun for the fans. That was entertaining, and I love it.
Is it strange fighting someone like Nate who doesn't talk too much? Very, very different compared to the fighters you have fought in the past that come and do a bit of trash talk, apart from maybe Anderson Silva. Is it strange to be fighting someone that doesn't want to go back and forth with you?
Yeah, I mean, it was boring at first, but now we got him today. We got the fish on the line, so here we go. And tomorrow should be just as exciting at the weigh-in.
Yeah, I saw your profile. It's funny, I was looking at your profile, and it says social media influencer. I'm like, he's not that anymore. He's now a fighter.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've now crossed over? I mean, I think you have. Do you feel like you're getting the respect from boxing fans that you have crossed over to be a boxer?
For sure, 100%. I still do social media and all of that, but I'm full-time boxer. It's my life. It's everything I do, and it's all I really care about. So I believe I've crossed over for sure.
Final one from me. What are you expecting Saturday night?
I'm expecting him to come out strong, come out fast, coming forward and just walk into a lot of punches, weather the storm, and then he's going to act like he's not hurt. He's going to act like he's taunting me. He's going to be walking away, and I'm going to finish him off.
This is crazy as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Don't
Let's
you like
go.
this?
Let's
Don't you
go.
like this?
Let's go. I love you guys.
This is crazy.
I love you guys.
They got Jordans for you and Yeezys for you to sign. As he does all the signing, that's it. We'll see you at the weigh-ins tomorrow. Remember, it's 5 p.m. local time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz.
I love you
Should
guys.
be fun.
I love you guys. All right.
This is it. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, live globally on DAZN pay-per-view August 5th. An icon of the MMA game, ready for war against a global superstar. Set to bring the pain, to silence the haters, and leave one victorious. Like it or not, this is the most explosive fight of the year. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. Ready for war. August 5th, live globally on DAZN pay-per-view. Sign up at DAZN.com.